Welcome to the candidate Q&A for the ITE 2026 International Vice Presidential Election. My name is Steve Kusiemba. I'm ITE's Executive Director and CEO, and I have the privilege of interviewing our two amazing 2026 candidates. As a member, this is your opportunity to learn a little bit more about each candidate. And of course, as a reminder, you can visit ite.org and under the About menu, click on 2026 International Election for additional information about the candidates. For this recording, I'm excited to welcome Hardik Shah, the National Practice Director and Traffic Group Leader with American Structure Point. So welcome, Hardik, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you, Steve.
My first question is one that I often ask members when I sit down and talk with them, and that's to tell me a little bit about your early experiences with ITE and how did you get introduced, and throughout your time at ITE, what are some of the things that you've done?
Thank you, Steve. Again, thanks for the opportunity. I'm really excited to really be one of the candidates for the ITE International Vice President. I think unlike many others, my journey started as a student chapter level. This goes back to 2004 at Purdue University. I was involved with the student chapter as the social coordinator, call it social butterfly. And that really started or kickstarted my overall journey or experience with ITE. And I think what we had done during that time as a student was really creating a lot of maybe networking event with consultants or maybe the public sector agencies. And I think that really gave me the opportunity to get into the world of networking and building up relationship. And I think as I graduated, entered the professional world, I really had the fortune of having a mentor and my direct supervisor and boss at that time, Mike Klein, who was also a very dedicated ITE member. And he gave me the opportunity to really continue to stay involved with ITE at the section level. So as soon as I got involved in the industry, the first opportunity that I got was to really help out with the scholarship golf outing, which is actually a pretty noble thing that I know a lot of the sections and districts have been doing throughout ITE at various different levels. And we started kind of like really generating a lot of scholarship sponsorship money to generate scholarship funds for students. And I think that was probably maybe I would call it maybe the foundation of really getting the journey going. The next thing you know is I got involved to be involved with a lot of the program committees as we are doing the technical programs. And eventually got the opportunity to really get involved at the section level, going through the leadership at the section level all the way from serving as a director, doing the 6-year term, starting in 2009 and serving all the way up to being a president of the section. And as I was rotating off that, again, things were aligned. I was actually staying involved and engaged in the community. It happened to be about the time when there was an opportunity to get involved at the district level. And that was really my kind of like going from student chapter to being at the Indiana section level and then getting the opportunity to get involved maybe at the district level. So I was approached to put my name in the hat for the district director position, which I went after and was successful in that, and then represented ITE at the international level on the International Board of Directors representing the Great Lakes District. So again, throughout that journey, I would say that at every stage in whether it's at the section level or the district level, I had a great leadership experience of trying to do something that is a little bit different than what we had done in past, looking out for maybe a change, not for the sake of just making a change, but I think it was more of how can that change actually add more value to the section, to the district, and to the members eventually. So had the good fortune of, again, working with a lot of other great members on the section board as well as on the district board. So it was a teamwork, but again, getting everyone's ideas and making sure that I think we are hearing the ideas to come up with maybe ways on how we'd figure out the how and the why behind going after things. As I got involved maybe more with the International Board of Directors, I think during that time, I will probably say this, that it was probably one of the most interesting times when I was on the board. We were kind of like dealing with a change or transition in the leadership from the previous leadership that was out there, and then being kind of like the board that was involved with the hiring of Jeff Piniatti
Right.
as the new CEO. And again, a lot of changes that we saw during that time, and being
Sure.
part of that was certainly an interesting dynamics in terms of where we are at and where we want to be. I think the One IT initiative was something that actually happened when I was on the board as well, and I was pretty heavily involved with that
Right.
too. So a lot of great things in terms of where ITE is right now. I feel pretty proud, along with all the other board members and the executive team we had at that point, on where we are at right now. And I think it's pretty amazing to see how it has really provided a different membership experience for all the members, the 18,000 plus members that we have.
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a lot of learning experiences along the way, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's exciting. So I guess the big question is, why do you want to be ITE International Vice President?
Well, that's $1 million question. Not quite really, but I knew you were going to ask that question. IT has given me a lot, and it will truly be an honor and a privilege to really serve as the president of ITE, having seen so many other ITE friends and past presidents who have actually been through that ropes and kind of like really understanding the journey through their lenses, as well as I was kind of like really our friendship over the last 20 plus years. It really has been something that has been, I would call it a desire in my mind as well. Back when I was on the international board in 2015 through 2017, I thought about maybe putting my name in the hat at that time, but it was the time when we ended up having our second kid. And then I really did the right thing. I decided that the family, my core family is first.
Yep.
I think this thing can wait, and I would not be able to give the time that I really want to give to ITE. So I took my time to really make sure that kid is now 10 years old.
Yep.
So feel good about where I'm at right now in terms of my professional journey as well as the personal side. I think I've learned a lot. IT has given me a lot overall throughout the years. I think professionally and personally, I think I've gained a lot through all the friendships and the networking that I've made. And I just feel like it's actually the right time for me to actually give that back to ITE and to its members in terms of what we can do so that we can really go after and provide maybe safer, smarter solutions for the members, which are ultimately serving the communities that actually we live in and we work in. And ITE has actually done a great job of really being very relevant to the members. And I really feel like there are some great initiatives and ideas that I have thought about, which I have put it out in my brochure as well, that will allow to continue the trend. So again, given the support that I've received from my family, my employer, American Structure Point, and a lot of the other IT friends and industry friends, I really feel like it is the right time for me to really step up and serve the Institute and serve the members. And it will be an honor to serve the 18,000 plus members of the Institute.
Well, again, you've had a lot of great learning experiences along the way, and you talked about learning at both the section and the district level, in addition to your work at the international level. And many of our members engage at these different levels, some only at the section level, some at section and district, some only at international, and that's fine. But how do we as an organization look for ways to improve member value when there's so many different ways that members might engage? What are some of the things that we can do to help improve member value?
Improve the engagement. Well, I think that's a great question, and I know that is something that every organization, whether it's a professional organization, whether it's a consulting firm, or maybe it's a public agency, I think we live in the digital world where I think there is a lot of branding that really matters the most. And how do you kind of like really keep that brand so that it gives you a consistent one message? We have been doing that with our firm, and I know ITE has actually taken from the strategic plan, taken the initiative with the brand evolution. So I think that's one thing that is actually a good thing, where we are trying to build a consistent brand across all different levels through sections, chapters, district. That way we are telling one story about it's one ITE. It's actually ITE, whether you are presenting at the or representing ITE at the international level, or whether you're doing it at the section level, it really means a lot for what the ITE is doing for the members. And I think the other thing that I would also point out is the member engagement also varies depending on the location, the geographic location, and maybe there are some sections which are very strong and they want to do certain things their way. And I think that's actually fine. And we need to be flexible and nimble in terms of trying to allow for that. But providing the branding opportunity that allows for maybe some sort of maybe a joint, and I know we have been doing that, a lot of the joint meetings that are happening either between the international and the district level, but I think even doing a lot of the joint collaboration between different sections which are maybe in the close proximity. And I think we need to kind of like maybe increase that member engagement, to understand that you may be part of an Indiana section, but you are closely linked with the Ohio section, and they might be doing something that provides value. I think we need to kind of like really collaborate internally from that perspective, but then also look for opportunities maybe for some external collaborations with some of the other organizations. I think ITE has done a great job of making sure that we make our voice heard for the profession, for the industry. I think, Steve, you have done a great job representing ITE with various different national committees, and I think that is something that we need to actually bring from top down, but then also keep it open mind with bringing it from bottom up as well. So I think those are maybe a few things that we can do in terms of maybe increasing the engagement for all the members within different levels of ITE.
So you mentioned our strategic plan, and we're currently in the final year of our current strategic plan. Of course, one of the more important outcomes was the release of our safety roadmap and action plan just 1 year ago this month, if you can believe it. It's already been a full year. Of course, the goal of that plan was to foster a cultural shift which prioritizes roadway safety, and there's a lot of great actions in that plan. Are there any particular actions or initiatives in the plan that stand out to you as critical priorities, or how can the next strategic plan build on all of this?
Okay. No, I think first thing first, I want to say that last year, about the same time, TRB, I know we had the rollout. I had the opportunity to be involved with some of the meetings that happened, and I think it was really exciting to see that we as an ITE and institute has taken a bold step towards safety in transportation. I think that is important. We talk about Vision Zero globally from a national perspective here in the United States, and I think it's important that we are the organization that a lot of our members, whether they are representing the private sector or the public agency sector, they are looking at us for either the products and the documents and different deliverables or information that we are actually providing for the members. They look at us to really be kind of like in the forefront of being aware of what's going on from a national perspective. And I think from that perspective, I do feel like Vision Zero is something that I think we need to push hard. A lot of local communities, so the road safety audits, I think that initiative that has been taken at all the different section and the district levels, and then also creating more of a safety culture within your meetings as well, maybe having your program and the technical content that is being developed that is geared more towards safety. I think we need to continue to maybe evolve and do that. One area that is really very, very close to me on the roadmap to the safety action plan is on the technology front as well. And I think that is one of the strategic initiatives that I have put together as part of my vision for ITE and what we can do is really thinking more from a technology lens. I know we live in the AI and the technology world where I think the technology is catching up much faster than the practitioners and what we are doing. And I think as ITE, if we can be that platform that allows for members, allows for agencies and consultants to be able to really use certain technologies, maybe on a software as a service. I think one example that I've given is the near miss. Talking about Vision Zero, how can we get close to Vision Zero? We have data that is available through the video analytics platforms. There are a lot of vendors that are out there. I'm not going to name one, but I think looking at a lot of our vendor partners and kind of like the private sector partners to see what they are offering, and maybe there is a way we can actually create maybe more of a similar platform as the trip generation, the Otis, which is more of a subscriber-based. And I think if we can provide that as a platform for our members, which can be available at their fingertips, that way I think it makes it a little bit more easier. You're not saying that you have to go for one particular vendor, but it could be multiple vendors who can be given the opportunity to do that. And I think that will allow for a lot more of an added value to the members. And I think that itself, I would say maybe on the technology side, the other thing I would want to mention is the collaboration of maybe all the different initiatives that are being taken and then giving it out to the CLT teams and making sure that all the different councils are actually getting involved and getting all the volunteer base. And again, ITE is only as strong as a volunteer base that we have. And I think by providing that opportunity to volunteers as they are representing on these different councils also gives them a lot of value, because they are not only serving the institute in providing those values, but I think they're also serving the profession. And I think that itself is a huge benefit. I know the private sector council, me being the vice chair of the consultants council, the old consultants council, now the private sector, I think those were the things, the sandbox competition and some of the other initiatives that we have taken. I think that's really where we are providing the value to the member. And I think with what we are doing with engaging a lot of those councils to really be in the forefront of helping out, I think it's really a great thing.
It's an important key. All right, last question is more about you personally. Of course, we're all shaped by what happens outside of work and outside of ITE. Tell us more about you as a person and what you like to do when you're not focused on transportation.
Well, I'm a cool person. I will start with that. But I think in all seriousness, I think other than maybe work and the volunteering that I do for ITE and other professional organizations, I really like to enjoy and spend time with family. I think one thing that I think my family really enjoys traveling. So we love that part, and we are more of an impromptu, and I would say but it's more me. I think my wife is definitely a planner, and she does a great job with that. But we tend to do a lot of impromptu vacations, which sometimes they are expensive. But again, given the busy schedules that we all have, maybe that's the nature of how it goes.
Your kids are only young once.
That is absolutely true. And I think from that perspective, we would even just, for example, last year we took a cruise to Alaska, and I booked that cruise a week before.
Wow.
It was expensive. I'll not tell you what I paid, but I think it was one of the best memorable experiences that we had as a family. And I think those are the things, like you said, they are growing up too fast, and I think you want to cherish each and every memories with them. The other thing that I really enjoy is being involved with my kids' activities, regardless of how busy my schedules are. If I'm in and out of town, I make a point to make sure that I'm not missing out a beat on the piano recitals, or whether they have the swim meets, or whether they are actually going through their soccer practice. My daughter loves soccer, and I think those are small things that the kids are going to remember. They are not going to remember that, hey, Dad was either being the national practice director at American Structure Point. I think what they're going to remember that he took the time to actually be there at my soccer practice.
Game. Yeah.
The other thing is I love hanging out with friends. I'm fortunate to have a network of good friends all over the country, and locally I think we try to kind of like really meet up frequently. And then the other thing is cricket. I actually grew up playing cricket. I played cricket for Purdue Cricket Club, and I think that's one of my passion as well. So I continue to watch the Cricket World Cup and the cricket games that
Someday
actually
you
happen.
can explain it to me, because I'll never get it.
I think, Steve, I'll make sure to take you to Blackfin, because that's what we did one time in one of the board meetings where Don McKenzie and myself and late John Kennedy, our past president, we actually ended up watching World Cup cricket right at Blackfin, right after we actually wrapped up our board meetings. So,
Wow.
But again, that's just a little bit about me. I think overall, I think I consider myself to be blessed to have a beautiful family, and really fortunate enough to have the opportunity to make so many friends not only here but across the globe as well. So.
Well, thank you, Hardik. It's been wonderful having an opportunity to explore your candidacy with you. And to our members, I'll make this simple plea. Please remember to vote in the election. All voting members will receive their ballots via email on February 4th, and voting closes at noon on March 4th. If you do not receive a ballot, please reach out to ITE staff. And your vote is important. Your voice needs to be heard, so make sure you please do vote. And thank you all. Have a wonderful 2026.